Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Adam Henderson. I'm bringing you Scrabble NWL, which is content you can't find very many other places on YouTube or Twitch. So I hope you appreciate my content. I'm not always playing the very best, but I'm often playing close to the very best. And I get to show you some of these games that I played. I played at a very strong field in one of the most prestigious Scrabble tournaments of the year, and that would be the Crescent City Cup, and none other than New Orleans, Louisiana. And today I'm coming to you with a game from against Matt Dewaelshe. That's what he looks like, and you can see his rating is just recently, yesterday, changed from 1613 to 1581. So let's dive into the game after I pause for a second. So my opening rec, Volt ZR, I played Let's, and I didn't play it there, but I played it here. I think that's fine. And he bingos. His opening draw is very strong. Let me check this real quick. So, yeah, he would have had at least Spindle. Yeah, he would have at least had Spindle, no matter what I played. So Let's was fine. Splinted is better because he doesn't put out anything into the triple lane. So that's fine. Good play on his part. So yeah, this is a good one to exchange on. I kept ORS. There's other things that you could have kept. You could kept MOS, DOS. It's more of a preference. In my mind, I felt ORS gave me the best chance to bingo. MOS, I think maybe is, you risk drawing other high point tiles. And DOS has the same kind of problem. It's like, DOS is strong, but ROS I think is slightly stronger. Let's see here. What do you do? He played pined, which I actually held this play. It's obviously just a word. But let me just check the meaning for you guys. You know, it's a normal word, but sometimes you forget. Yeah, it means to yearn intensely. Yep, that would be what pined means. I held the play because sometimes when you're playing intense Scrabble games, even like everyday words, you're like, is that really a word? It just happens, trust me. Or don't trust me. Feel free to say what you want. Just try not to be too mean-spirited in the comments. I just played Boo here. Oh, yeah, Brew was probably the play. I played Boo for 17. This was a 16-point miss. Brew is just obviously better. I missed this play. I forgot that Brew was a word. Yeah, I mean, Brew isn't a word you see every day. BROO. Yeah, I played Boo here. EERS is a better leave than EES, but it's not 16 points better. He plays a bingo, so now he's off to the races. And utile. I have pretty good letters here. I wasn't sure if I missed a bingo when I played this, but I felt like refreeze was a word. And as it happens, refreeze is not a word, it's only refers. So that was dumb. But he didn't challenge. That was kind of a stupid play. I shouldn't have played refreeze. I should have been able to see refers. That shouldn't have been too hard to find. I think it's just under the pressure. A lot of the times you'll see that like I'm not playing up to the expert level that I would normally play if it wasn't I wasn't under so much pressure. Unless you yourself have played in a lot of high pressure tournaments, you won't really understand the phenomenon, but it's very real. Let's see here. Plays Vire. I got bailed out like big time by him not challenging. He didn't even, I don't think he held the play, because if whenever my opponent holds the play, I write the score in a different spot, so I don't think he held the play, which is kind of funny. I did play urethane here, which I guess there's a lot of better plays. Turnhall is just a word I feel like I've never even seen before. I'm going to write that one down. What is a turnhall anyway? A building where gymnasts practice. Okay. Makes sense. I'm just curious if I've ever seen it. Probably not. Oh, I have, but it's fairly recent. I haven't made flashcards this up to this date, 2023. I think I'm maybe early 2021 now in my flashcard making. I played urethane. That was what I found. That scored 61, so I had a few plays that scored. Okay, that one was never going to be good. Earth Nut was never going to be a good play. Urethane's fine, I think. Turnhall would have been better, but it's just not a word I'd studied. So forgive myself for that one. I hope you guys will forgive me too. Plays Mama. And we have pretty even game, pretty competitive game, which, you know, makes for good content, I guess. I'm not sure that this game in particular is all that exciting, but we'll see if there's anything to learn from this game. So far, I think it's just been mostly just obvious plays, at least from my perspective. A game full of obvious plays is never going to be that interesting. Hetty comes down for me. No, J comes down for me for 40. Yeah, I don't know, where does that play? Okay. Yeah, you don't really like to do that, but it had to be done with that, creating that huge S spot, potentially huge if he has a bingo. But it had to be done. There wasn't any other play I could have made. I think I spent too much time on that play. I was trying to find a play that could be an alternative, but it was just, there was obviously nothing. He plays Quiet somewhere. Okay. So Quiet comes down. Slowed him down with the Q. That was always nice to see. And then I drew pretty well here. Drawing well is always helpful when you want to win games like this, especially close ones. So I'm up a little bit. I'm up 38 points, but a strong player of this caliber, 38 points, you're not safe. And especially when he's making plays like this, he's going to play for 31 next. And especially with that nay spot open. Where did he play? Oh. Yeah, he plays Fa. It's a good play. Sometimes I have trouble reading my writing. Yeah, Fez is another obvious play. Nay has to stay open. There's nothing that can really be done. I couldn't use the spot at N10. So he plays Geodic, which is a nice find. It partially blocks the Nay spot, which I was happy to see. And I was also happy to find the blank after, what was that? 2-point draw, or 2-tile draw. I draw the blank. Oh, Bacteroid. Abdicator. It shouldn't surprise me that I had 2 9-letter words. I probably just didn't have time to look there. A lot of times when you play in these intense games, sometimes you just need more time just to catch your breath and like stabilize your own nerves when you're playing in such a high stakes tournament. I'd say it was high stakes just because I spent so much money on this tournament. I wanted to do as well as I could. Did I play I didn't even play a bingo here. Like cuboidal, biocidal. I should have been able to find biocidal. I wonder if the problem is that cuboidal, I can probably forgive myself. That's kind of a weird one. I'm not sure if I've seen this word before. I haven't. So I'll forgive myself for cuboidal. Especially words I've never seen before, like literally never seen before, like cuboidal. That can be forgiven. Biocidal, I definitely should have seen. I knew both of these words, bacteroid and abdicator, but the problem with 9s is that it takes even longer to find 9s than it does to find 8s, and it's not a linear thing. It's like 7s are the easiest to find, 8s are harder to find than you would think, and then 9s are like each time you add a letter, it makes it's not a linear addition to the difficulty. It's not exponential, but it's not linear. I don't know if that makes any sense. Probably not. But yeah, Bacteroid. That would have been beautiful for 102. I knew the word Bacteroid, but I'm guessing I had spent so much time already in the game that I just did not have time to find a beautiful 9-letter word. And so I had to think if I had something like 6 minutes left or 7 minutes left to on my clock. I don't have the privilege of knowing exactly how much time I had, but assuming I only had like 6 or 7 minutes on this play, I didn't have the luxury of spending 4 minutes to find a 9-letter word, because sometimes you'll find you'll see a rack like this and you can think that there might be a 9-letter word, and you can easily burn 4 minutes on your clock and then not find anything. So that's the kind of the trouble with trying to find 9-letter words. So I played cab somewhere. It's not even on the top 15. So I need to find where I played cab. I played for 28. Okay, hold on. Okay, so actually I didn't have this rack. I accidentally skipped a move. I had this rack. And assuming that spot stays there, well, we'll see if what happens. So he exchanged 7. I'm just gonna call this a pass to make things easier on me. And then I still had all those bingos that we talked about. So here I played cab. He plays pew, PIU, very useful Scrabble word if you are new to Scrabble. Some sort of musical direction, I believe. And I never got to bingo, but I think I still won this game, even though I probably shouldn't have. I'm guessing. So I didn't have a bingo here anywhere. Anyway. Yeah. Whether or not missing those bingos was a bad mistake depends entirely on how much time on my clock. If I didn't have much time and I just needed to make a move, I think that's a lot more forgivable, and I just don't know how much time I had. I played Rod somewhere. Okay, I played Rod here. So I guess I felt safe knowing that he didn't have the blank at least. He did find his own 9-letter bingo of startlers. I held the play, and what it came down to was I realized that if I didn't challenge, I was probably going to win the game. So I let it go. And here I played Enviro, which was a bad play. It is a word though, but it was a bad play because he could have had something. He could have had something from A12 to A15, and I would have been just sunk. In this case, he did not have the K because I had it. So if he had the K, he would have won. But without the K, okay, he did have gown. And he missed. So he could have won this game by playing gown. So if he would have played gown, he would have been up 25 points, and I wouldn't have been able to, because VA. So yeah, that just wouldn't have been enough. So if he had found his winning play of gown, he would. I guess he found it after the game. So yeah, this was a terrible play of Enviro. And he plays Oka somewhere. Because this one, he should have just won the game by playing gown. Oh wait, he did have the. Okay, so actually, this wasn't. So I had OI was what I had. So he had gown, he had gauk, and he had gank. So he had 3 different. Jeez, I'm such an idiot. So yeah, he somehow misses all of these winning plays and plays Oka, which I don't understand how he could have missed that. I was just being an idiot, and I should have lost this game. And yeah, I won the game 418 to 394. I don't know what to say. Sometimes you play terribly and you get lucky and win the game anyway. He told me after the game that he was frustrated that with his last rack, where he could have played all those Gown and Gauk and Gauk. Um, I didn't see some like definitely negative reaction after he had drawn his tiles after Starlers. Um, Enviro was kind of like a panic play. Let's go back to that play before I end the video. I'm just wondering what I should have done instead. Erosion, yeah, that would have been fine. Like, I was really low on time and I needed to play something. I think I had still a minute left, or maybe I think I had 30 seconds left when I played Enviro, so I just panicked. And I saw that if I didn't play here, he was going to have some outs in two. So I'm pretty sure this Orison loses. This is one that it would be interesting to put into Macondo, but I'm not as interested. Arioso, I think it would have won. Oriant would have won. Rusing would have not won. Rosenall probably would have. No, actually, he wouldn't have won, probably. Because after Rosenall, he has a huge play, probably. Hold on. Yeah, after Rosenall, he just plays Wink. And I still lose. So this end game wouldn't have been easy to find. I would have had to found like Erosion, Oriant, and I think with as little time as I had, I just couldn't find it. I should have found something through that Oriant or Arioso. That's what I should have found. I'm capable of finding those plays, but under pressure and I can start to panic. That's what happened. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for staying with me as I analyze these games from an important tournament, at least in my Scrabble career. If you have your own games that you'd like to analyze, you can start your own YouTube channel or Twitch channel, and just put in the comments, hey, I started this channel, and I'll take a look at it. Always encourage more people to start being content creators. Obviously, my channel hasn't gotten the kind of subscriptions that I would have liked, but thanks for watching. Please support this channel by liking and subscribing if you're not already subscribed, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.